Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. My name is Captain and today I will be your guide. This is one of the easiest Grandmaster Nightfalls out there, so I suggest you use this opportunity to farm it as much as you can. There are timestamps in the description below. Let's get right into it. For classes, we ran a Stasis Warlock for ad control and freezing champions, Warlock Well for dealing extra damage and for the boss room, and finally a Stasis Hunter for the ad control. I suggest you have at least a Warlock with Well, and the rest can be completely optional. Stasis helps a lot with the ad control and freezing champions. For gear, I will show you what we all ran. Make sure you all have bows. This will help with stunning overloads and sniping at enemies from a distance. 2 auto rifles was sufficient enough to deal with the barrier champions, whilst the third ran an extra fusion rifle to help deal with the close encounters. For DPS, we had 2 1Ks, not only to be used against the boss but also against the champions. If you don't have access to 1Ks, then Sleeper, Reese Regret, Tarantula, Cartesian and other linear/fusion rifles will do. RPGs can be used if you don't have access to linear or fusion rifles, but they aren't ideal. Overall, make sure to have at least one person running Void, as there are Void shields at the boss encounter. The rest of the Nightfall has solar and arc shields. For exotic armor, we have Phoenix Protocol on the Warlock Well to help get half of the super back whilst getting kills inside the well. This helps for the well to be placed more often. For the Stasis Warlock, ideally you want to run Eyes of Another World exotic helmet. Stasis takes a hit to all ability cooldowns and the helmet helps to compensate for that. For the Stasis Hunter, if you have the Frosty's exotic leg armor, then that will help you with cooldown for the Hunter grenade, melee and dodge abilities. If you don't have these exotics, then it isn't the end of the world. They are not absolutely necessary, they just make your life easier. If you want to get these exotics, then I suggest you farm the legendary and master lost sectors. I have tutorials on how to complete all of them, so check out my channel for that. Moving on to mods, make sure to have particle deconstruction on for extra damage. If you aren't running stasis but a fire team member is, then have focusing lens to deal extra damage against enemies affected by stasis. For the stasis users, have resonance siphon on. Every time you or a teammate stuns a champion, you get your stasis energy back. If a champion gets stunned in stasis, it will continue to get stunned, meaning you can throw grenades indefinitely because of it. For leg armor, have ammo scavenger mods on to find more ammo. Concussive dampener works well for your chest armor as it helps deal with incoming splash damage. Also have increased ammo reserves. For gauntlets, have barrier and overload mods. Whilst for the helmet, any mods that help you find ammo are great. Alright, let's get started. Right at the beginning, there'll be a large battle being fought between the Hive and the Fallen. To not waste time or revives, you don't need to fight them. You have 2 options: drive down the middle and hope not to get hit, or take the left route. When we tried to all go down the middle, we always lost one person along the way. If all 3 go down the middle, you will eventually hit something or bump one another, leading to your death. Instead, take the left route. Jump across and throw your grenades at the Hive. Stasis Wall works great at blocking up ads. Once you get to the middle, you can equip your sparrows and drive the rest of the way. In the first room, there will be ads and a barrier champion. The barrier can 2 to 3 shot you with ease, and there isn't too much room for maneuverability. Stay at the back and take out all the smaller ads. Then focus on the barrier champion. Further in, there will be a witch and an overlord champion with plenty of small ads. Stay in the doorways to take the enemies out. The witch should go out first, as she will continue to hover in front of you, dealing damage to you the whole time. Then, still at the back, focus fire on overlord champion. Be careful as you go through the middle, there will be thralls on your left waiting for you. This is the first main room. Stay at the back and take the barrier out on the right side first to get it out of the way. Focus fire on it and continue to stay at the back. From this position, take out all the other ads. Make sure to take the Vandal snipers out at the back first, as they can one-shot you. Whenever you see an overlord champion on its own, make it a priority to take it out. Once all the ads are dead, use the back of the room for cover. Up here you can take cover from all the enemies and snipe at them from a distance. Be aware that to your right, there is a gap in the fence which some of the enemies will use to jump up onto. They will include dregs and invisible ads. Right at the beginning, there will be 2 dregs that will come out of the doorway to your right, so deal with them straight away. After that, nothing else will spawn next to you. Continue to stay here and keep popping the well. Reserve the well for whenever the ads get close and get as many kills in it as possible to get your super back. If you don't have Phoenix Protocol, the other 2 fire team members should use the supers from the back of a room to kill the ads after you pop the well. This will constantly generate orbs for everyone, allowing you to have more supers. The main threats to look out for are vandal snipers at the back of a room and any invisible enemies or dregs that get too close. If they get too close, they will jump up onto the ramp that you are on. To summarize, stay at the back and keep sniping. Quick side note, if you have any questions, then please post them in the comments. In the next room there will be a few ads and an overload. Once dealt with, move to the next large area. Here there will be 2 brigs and a walker with plenty of ads. Stay near the back and take out all the ads in and around the building in front of you. Here there will be a barrier champion, so focus fire and clear this area out. You'll want to use a rooftop of this building for cover to take the remaining enemies out. Before doing so, there will be a group of ads to your left that you will be vulnerable to whilst on the roof. Take them out before jumping up top. Stay on this roof and focus fire on the walker. Be aware that there are snipers in the back and they can hit you from that distance. Avoid them as best as you can and take a few out if you have to. Once the walker is down, focus fire on the right and then the left brig. It doesn't matter which you prioritize, however the right one is closer and should go first for your own safety. Then shoot the left one. This will make all the ads retreat back to where the dead walker is. This will make it easier to snipe all the enemies and will clear out all the close range enemies from in front of you. From here you can either go right, middle or left to get to the last of the enemies. The middle is really exposed and the right looks like it has cover, but actually is really exposed as well. Instead, make your way left. Use your well and super here to take out the enemies. The pillars, rocks and random debris makes for excellent cover against the ads. There will be a couple of overloads and a barrier. Take the overload on the left out first. He will remain there along with his dregs until you deal with him. This will clear the whole left side of the map for you. Take the barrier out next, as the barrier has a tendency to cast a protective shield over any overload low on health. At this point you'll only be wasting your ammo if you lower an overload's health only to have the barrier then protected. Try to use your finishers on the overloads to help generate more heavy ammo. In the next room, make your way up and you'll reach the boss room. Here, as soon as you go through the doorway, go straight to the left. There is a room with stairs leading under the main platform that you will be on. From here, cast your well and rifts whenever the enemies gather in the middle. Take the first 2 overloads out and remaining ads. The boss has 3 bars of health. Each time you lower the health by half a bar, it will spawn a wave of ads, so there will be 6 in total. There will be another 2 overload champions spawning in once it hits the last bar of health. In between there will be shanks, invisibles, captains, dregs and vandals. Every time the boss loses a full bar of health, 4 small servitors with void shields will spawn to protect the boss. You can only damage the boss once all 4 are dead, so stay in this room, kill all the ads, then focus on the servitors and finally the boss. Don't stay outside for too long as the next wave of ads will spawn shortly after. Keep to the back of a room. Use your well whenever a wave of ads spawns followed by your other supers. In between, cast your healing rifts and don't take any risks. We took a lot and ran low on revives. Take your time and don't get cocky. Sometimes a captain with arc shields will run in and will try to stab you. Try your best to kill it before it charges in.
Get the fuck out of here!
Finally, whilst in this room, don't go down the stairs. There'll be plenty of ads under your feet and it isn't worth it. They will remain there, occasionally emerging to join the rest of the ads in the middle of a room. Don't worry about them as they will not come up the stairs, so you are safe. In front of a room, there is a hallway to your left. Don't use it for cover, as it is a hotspot for invisibles, dregs, vandals and explosive shanks. Use your fusions and grenades to get them out of there. Use this advice and strats and you will complete this Grandmaster Nightfall with ease. If you have any unanswered questions, then please post them in the comments below. If you have found this video helpful, then please check out my channel for my other Destiny 2 tutorials. I do post other games too. Please do like and sub as it helps to grow the channel, bring you more content. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys next time.